Okay, so about, I don't know, maybe like 2 or so weeks ago, within the past month, I started something called Mindful Monday. Each Monday is dedicated to me just looking at myself and my life and the world in as mindful a way as possible. So now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do Friday Flow, right? Friday Flow is really kind of just like, I don't know, just like looking at my own mind, looking at just how I think about things, how I feel about things. It's really in the word flow. Like it's kind of like when a hip hop artist just free flows, right? They freestyle, just whatever whatever happens, whatever is said, right? Um, I think that this is going to be beneficial for me because I think that in many ways I have a lot of thoughts and feelings that can sometimes be stuck, if that makes sense. It's kind of like when you journal, when you write, it's really helpful and beneficial because it's getting all of your thoughts and ideas out on paper. With that, I am going to proceed to scream my brains out. I'm kidding. I might at some point talk about Friday Flow. I might at some point kind of just like record myself going through like a session of healing, which I've never done that before. Um, but what I have actually done is like set a timer for 5 minutes to just allow myself to like feel shit, right? To scream, to cry, all that stuff. Um, but right now, it's just Friday Flow. And kind of like whatever surfaces in my subconscious, I'm just going to explore it. Today, I was in traffic. I really do not like traffic. And I don't like living in places where there's a lot of traffic. Traffic is very frustrating. You know, it's like we're in an era of just I don't know. There's too much noise everywhere, right? And traffic equates to noise for me. It's very frustrating. Um, if it takes a long time to get somewhere, like it's it's frustrating. Um, I am also frustrated with myself because I feel like I don't do enough of the things that I need to do for myself to put myself in a better situation. Um, just like I'm doing the best that I can to be gentle with myself because that's what's necessary for me at this point in my life. I lived a life of being hard on myself. I have probably two PhDs at this point in experience of being hard on myself. So being gentle with myself is very different. It almost like doesn't make sense. It's like if I'm gentle with myself, I'm not going to be productive, but at the same time, if I'm gentle with myself, I feel like being gentle with the self is kind of like an unlock. Like it's like healing. What I feel like is that there are hidden doors inside of us, right? There are hidden doors that when you open them, it's kind of like 10 years ago, something probably happened in my life that I don't really remember today, right? And it could have been something that was very important, right? And if I open that door, I'll see it, right? But in order to be able to open that door, I have to be gentle with myself because maybe there is a shit ton of shame or guilt in front of that door, right? Just allowing myself to feel the shame or the guilt is what I'm talking about here. Like probably a decade ago, I don't think that I would ever bought I don't think that I would have ever bought into the narrative that I need to allow myself to feel the shame. Right? We're so taught we're taught that shame is bad. Like we're shamed, right, for doing whatever it is that we do, things that we should not be shamed for, by the way. And then we're taught that we should be ashamed of ourselves for feeling the shame. So it's like layers upon layers upon layers. It's like where does it end, right? Um, but yeah, I'm really doing the best that I can to just be gentle with myself and allow myself to feel as necessary. Um, I'm also really doing the best that I can to take more time to myself, to like further develop myself and just be there for myself in ways that I never used to previously. Um, Setting boundaries has been very interesting because I now care far less about things that I used to care about. And I also find myself like what I've learned is that I can actually set boundaries with myself, and it might be even more powerful than setting boundaries with other people. For instance, um, I might have, in the past 5 years, looked into what's going on in a famous actor's life, right? It probably has to do with like drama or gossip. But that doesn't do anything positive or beneficial for me, right? So more recently what I found is that like whenever I find out that there might be something going on in a famous actor's life, I stop myself and I ask myself, is this really how you want to spend your energy? Is this really what you want to reinforce for yourself? Is this really what you want to continue to teach yourself? It's not a matter of good or bad, right or wrong. It's neither of those. But it's a matter of what it is that I'm trying to build for myself. Right? If I teach myself that, you know, again, it's kind of challenging to like explore this because it's not a matter of good or bad, right or wrong. What I'm looking for is where am I investing my energy and why? Knowing exactly where I'm putting my energy and why. That's the biggest thing here. Um, and that's really that. Um, yeah, this is the first attempt at Friday Flow, just to kind of like see where things are going. I'm happy where I'm at in my life right now. I am. It's kind of strange to say that because there are voices inside of me that are like, no, of course you're not. It's never enough. And I'm just, oh, hey, I didn't see you there. Cool. Thank you for making me aware of you, voice. Where did you come from? Oh, you came from a person 10 years ago. Holy shit. I'm now aware of you, right? And then the voice is probably like, no! Right? Now it's like, I'm melting! It's like, it's funny. This is the era of awareness for me. Self-awareness and growth. Friday Flow.